now, live from Lexington Christian Academy, this is the Fox 56 eCampus.com Home Team Showcase. Sponsored by eCampus.com, Asbury University, and S&S Tire.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Peyton Hinkle alongside Sports Director Kelly Harazin. And Kelly, you know what? You're coming to us from Texas, where high school football, well, let me ask you this. Is it as big as they say it is?
You know what they say, everything is bigger and better in Texas, which I'll say is half true, but what's not better is the heart and just passion that fans have for their football teams. I would say Lexington, from the few weeks I've been here, gives them a run for their money, so I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, you know what? It's going to be a lot of fun. Fox 56 Home Team Showcase brought to you by eCampus.com. We're going to have a lot of fun today here on the pregame show, highlighting all of these teams that are playing a little bit later this evening. And then also, not only that, we have some special stories to bring you this evening as well before we get to some of the gameplay and action. So I want to introduce you a little bit. I mentioned you're our new sports director. You are coming to us from Texas, which is really cool. But, you know, you mentioned how football is really big there. But you know what? You've got to tour and go visit a lot of these schools over the past few weeks. What has it been like touring around Kentucky and experiencing high school football here across the Bluegrass?
I would say the biggest thing that is sticking out to me is just the genuine hospitality. Everyone is so nice. Everyone is so welcoming, from coaches to players. I mean, these student athletes could be college media trained. The guys I have talked to, just their professionalism, but also, again, genuine guys. These kids are 17, 18 years old, and they're so polite. I mean, this has just been a heck of a few weeks, and I'm so excited to continue my journey here in Lexington.
Well, we're so excited to have you, and I know we're kind of really throwing you into things here tonight.
Best way to do it.
This is a big event. All right, let's talk about those games coming up a little bit later. Our first one at 5:30, South Warren traveling all the way here to Lexington at Lexington Christian Academy to take on Bryan Station. That game, again, kicking off at 5:30.
Now, at the conclusion of that game, depending, of course, when that one officially wraps up, we are going to head into our second game of the night, which is going to be North Hardin versus LCA. LCA having the chance to open things up here on its home turf, right in its backyard.
You know what? Let's talk about that South Warren team. They're out here on the field warming up here behind us, getting things going, and we'll show you some shots of them. Bryan Station over our shoulder as well. You know what? They were 13-1 last season. Their only loss was to Louisville Trinity in that Class 6A state championship game. And you know what? They're motivated to get back to that title game at Kroger Field a little bit later on, and their state title expectations remain high this year. A couple things to watch for on the offensive side of the ball. Quarterback number 7, Camden Page. He's a returning starter with a full year under his belt. And you know what? Coach says he can run and throw the ball. Brandon Smith also tells us that Page is a multi-sport standout and a baseball shortstop with offers from Eastern Kentucky University, WKU, and UT Martin. Something else to keep in mind, their O-line returning 3 starters this year, so that'll be something we'll get a first-hand look at tonight. And on the defensive side of the ball, number 52 defensive tackle Jaquez Smith, somebody to look out for. He's one of the team's best players, although he did suffer a leg injury during one of their preseason scrimmages. So we'll see how he does tonight, or even if he's able to play. So that's unfortunate, but hopefully he's feeling a little bit better.
Yeah, the South Warren team going from an underdog team to now the big dogs to take down. They got all of that done in their inaugural year in 6A, so pretty impressive. Now taking a look at the other side of the ball, of course, we have Bryan Station, the local Lexington team here. They return senior leadership, which is going to be working in their favor, working on consistency and building upon momentum of last year. Now, they didn't particularly finish in a way they probably had hoped, right at 500, 6-6, 1-2 in district play before they fell in the second round of playoffs, falling to Frederick Douglass. Now, taking a look at its head coaching position, JT Haskins now enters his second year coaching his alma mater, his 2 sons playing here as well. Pretty cool tie that we will touch on in just a little bit. He has a pretty defensive-minded coaching style, considering he was the former DC before taking over for head coach, but he was a former quarterback himself, so he definitely can't be counted out on the offensive side of the ball as well. They have 9 starters returning, so that is going to be something they look to rely heavily upon. A couple of guys I just want to highlight, again, talking about Haskins' son, Jordan Haskins, a 3-star recruit who is committed to play at Louisville at the next level. He is an absolute big guy, both on the receiving end and defensive back positions. Jeremiah Turner is is a transfer who comes to Bryan Station as a running back out of Douglas, and a veteran D-line as well. So things looking pretty good for Bryan Station and the defenders as they look for redemption after they fell against South Warren last year. Now, I referenced the Haskins name in Bryan Station. There is a deep family tie within this defenders program, not only the name, but a specific jersey number as well. Take a listen.
This is the 4A state title game. Bryan Station and St. X.
JT Haskins Sr. joined the Defenders in 2025, serving as its head coach, having the honor of coaching his alma mater. Now Haskins wore green and gold himself, repping the number 3 from 1996 to 99, leading his team to a state title game appearance.
Number 3 originated from the guy who played before us here, Trey Moore. Looked up to the guy. He was a great mentor to me. I wanted to be like him when I was a freshman his senior year. When he graduated and moved on, I asked Coach Nocta, hey, I got to have Trey's number, man. He meant so much to me. And it was just my way of giving back to him as well, showing him that I'm going to be great just like he was.
But Haskins Sr. wasn't the last Haskins to wear a Bryan Station jersey or with the number 3 on the back. JT Haskins Jr., the oldest son of 2, followed suit. JT represented Bryan Station wearing the number 3 from 2020 to 2023, becoming a top recruit in the entire state of Kentucky, adding further significance to the jersey. Now after that, Jordan Haskins came in and followed up, taking over the jersey from 2024 to 2026.
Me and my brother played 1 year here together. So my freshman year, I wore number 7, but you know, I always knew that growing up I was going to be number 3, just to be like them. So, you know, it was just a legacy that I wanted to continue, and, you know, it was just the right fit for me also. The first game, everybody was looking at me and they was like, dang, you look just like your dad and brother. And I was just like, I know, like, just everything felt like a awesome moment. It was a full circle moment. Everything fell in line, and it just felt great being able to wrap the legacy.
Entering his final year, Jordan will be the last Haskins of this bloodline to wear the jersey, at least for now. But the jersey itself will always hold importance in the Defenders program.
I want to be the best Haskins to wear number 3. Simple as that. I want to go win a state championship with my guys. I know my teammates, they want to do it as well. And then just from the community standpoint, I want to leave this community better than I found it. I know my dad did that when he was here. My brother did as well. So I know it's my turn to leave my stamp, leave my mark at Bryan Station.
When Jordan goes on to college, me and the coaching staff, we will give that number 3 to someone who's a hard worker, to someone who's going to cherish it and wear it well. And you got to be able to make plays when you're wearing that number 3.
Well, the legacy potentially ending here, at least within Bryan Station, but not at the next level. Like I said, Jordan is committed to head over to Louisville and play for the Cardinals, the same exact college his dad, JT Haskins, went to. So Jordan is hoping that he's going to wear that number 3, continue the Bryan Station legacy. But if that's not available, he's going to wear number 31. And guess who wore 31? JT Haskins. So pretty cool family ties at all levels. That's going to wrap up our coverage from the first game. That is just one of 2 that we have coming up on the night. Starting at about 8:30, we're going to have North Hardin versus LCA here. We're going to take a look at this visiting team. North Hardin, shout out Andre Woodson, an alumni, of course, Lexington, Kentucky Wildcat, Hall of Famer as well, and legend.
And we should mention he'll be in the booth with Paul Jones a little bit later. You'll be up there a little bit later as well.
So we'll be hearing a bit from him. I'm sure he'll have his own insights on his former alma mater. But this North Hardin team is going to look to turn things around. They have seen a tremendous amount of turnover during this past offseason. They're going to have a new QB1 leading the way, Connor Meredith, and he has a pretty cool story. His story from middle school was backup quarterback, high school backup quarterback. Now he has found some success on the defensive side of things. He earned first team all area last season, but now it's finally his time to shine on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm really excited to see what he can do. Coach said he feels he is ready, that Connor is the guy for the job at this point in time because he is just so sound-minded. He said he is such a calm guy mentally that he performs well out there physically. So definitely someone to keep an eye out for on North Hardin's side of things.
Let's talk about Lexington Christian Academy. Of course, we're on their home turf literally right now, standing here on the field this evening. And you know what? They're an exciting team to watch, and they were an exciting team last year. We can't pass up the fact that they were the Class 2A state champs. And you know what? I've been talking to a lot of the players. I mentioned, you know, they hoisted that trophy last year. You're seeing some of that video right now. They also added a ring to their collection. selection, but they're not letting that get in their head this season. No. They are on a clean slate going into things this year, and that's what all the players and Coach Watkins was telling me when I was with all of them earlier today for Home Team Friday Night's kickoff. Let's talk about their game and how things are looking for them this season. You know what? Coach Watkins told me a little bit earlier that they are as healthy as they have ever been at this point in the season. You know what? They learned a lot of lessons last year. They started things off 1-3. It wasn't the best start for the Eagles in 2025, but they learned not to panic and to still go out there and give it their all. And you know what? It paid off for them because they went out there. They were
did not stop them.
Able to win a state title. You know, on their offensive side, QB number 8, Nash Wayland. He's a junior. This is his second season here with the Eagles, at least starting at quarterback. And you know what? He really had to step up last season because of Carter Penix's injury, and he was pretty much out there. But you know what? Coach Watkins tells me he's the best pure football player in the state, and that is some strong words coming from the head coach there. He's coached some good guys. On the offensive side of the ball as well, number 3, Sam Pearson, wide receiver, senior Ohio commit. He's an outstanding baseball player as well. He was the 11th Region Baseball Player of the Year, so something to watch there. Number 2, wide receiver, Brady Couch. He's a junior, son of Tim Couch. You know what? A lot of folks know him.
Sure.
Tim, his dad, played QB at University of Kentucky from 1996 back to 1998. And then also Paxton Gray, a junior and the fastest player on the team. Really quickly, want to talk about the defensive side of the ball. Coach Watkins tell us they play and run a fast defense there. Bodie Darlin, the junior linebacker, he's a defensive leader and someone to watch on the field this season. You know what? I got the chance to also talk to one of their biggest guys on the team, one of their linemen, Christian Shackelford. And you know what? He has a great story. He started playing Pee Wee football right here at LCA. Unfortunately, he had some loss in his family, and then this LCA team and family really rallied around him. Take a look at his story. Lexington Christian Academy senior lineman Christian Shackelford knows football. He padded up for his Pee Wee days and will never forget hoisting last year's state championship trophy. But long before big games under the Friday night lights, Christian's love for the sport started with his dad.
He really just taught me to play with passion and be mentally tough.
The man that raised him passed away several years ago.
I was 10, about to turn 11. And it was really hard for me, you know, during COVID. You know, you just don't have anyone to talk to. I was stuck at home and didn't have my dad anymore.
Even during the toughest season of his life, Christian could count on his teammates.
You know, I'd always like to tell the story of his funeral. They lined the pavement up to his grave burial site. And it was, you know, all the high school guys, middle school, down to the elementary, even alumni were there just to support me and my family.
This will be Christian's final season on the gridiron as an Eagle, but he's playing for more than just wins.
I've played for him. He's my why. He's the reason I tick. He's the reason I go when I play football. You know, I mean, he just, you know, he always believed in me.
And Christian believes in this team, looking to add another championship ring to his collection.
You know, I need one for each finger. That's what he used to tell me. He won one in high school and always wanted another.
As Christian takes the field this fall, part of him still wishes his father could be in the stands to see how far he's come. Is there anything you wish you could say to him right now if he was sitting right here?
I just tell him I love him. You know, I miss him every day, but you know, he's still my why. He's still the reason I do what I do.
You know what a great story there. It's really just touching. And you know what, to see even through loss, I mean, just to hear his story and see how his LCA family and all of his teammates have really rallied around him. And just an incredible young man. It was great to really just spend a little bit of time.
I was going to say, I have chills listening to his story, and that's what I love about the world of athletics. At the end of the day, yes, it's a sport, you want to win, but it's all about the brotherhood, it's the love you have for each other, and you become a family. So it's really touching to hear his story.